Stay a while and listen.
Welcome
to the AOP podcast.
That was very, you turned it into one syllable, almost. That was impressive. There was no diction whatsoever on that.
The Apples, Oranges, and Peaches podcast, where we talk about fruits that we like.
Yes. Today we will be talking about pomegranate and how difficult it is to open if you do not know the correct cutting technique.
I was planning that joke for before you got here, and I was like, I can't think of a peach, like a P word for fruit.
Peach?
Pomegranate. Man.
Yes, pomegranate is my go-to. Not because it begins with P, but because I like pomegranate. Pom Wonderful is delicious, but I only drink the blueberry version.
Okay.
And I like it because it feels like it's a mana potion bottle. Have you seen those bottles? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I wish they made a big, the big jar of it. I wish it was just a bigger version of that container.
Sure.
So, it is not actually apples, oranges, and peaches, though.
No,
it's agony of positivity.
Yes.
And this week, there's going to be some agony in the wrestling portion.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try to turn it into positivity.
Well, I think the funny thing is, I think we have positivity outside of wrestling with the other stuff. But
yes,
maybe we can find some positivity in the wrestling stuff. So
we'll try. We'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can spin it for mainly AEW. We're looking at you this week.
And if people are listening and they call us AEW fanboys, well, we're going to ruin that this week.
Yes. We technically we are, but we've also expressed that they're still in the honeymoon stage, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Where it's easier to overlook the stuff because it's like, well, we'll give them time. And, as John Cena's theme would say, time is up.
Yes. Yep.
But we got some other stuff from, we got gaming talk.
Yep.
And then we have
movies.
A little bit of movie.
Yep.
I guess we should mention kind of what the movie thing is. We're going to talk about the trailer for Kingsman.
Yep.
The throwback Kingsman before the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
That I ended up liking. Well, we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, any weak stories? Anything?
Not really. Nothing too terrible happened.
So I have something, but I'll wait till we're actually officially into the wrestling part because it's the most amazing thing that I found at the gas station on my way here.
All right.
So, all right. We'll just go into wrestling.
I don't know what the hell's going on here, folks. Looks like he's just my movie.
This is a revolution.
All right. So, before we get into AEW, are you aware that they have brought back Macho Man on the Slim Jims?
No.
Have you seen the new Macho Man Slim Jim?
No, I have not.
Close your eyes for a moment. Hold your hands out like you're going to receive a Slim Jim.
Okay.
Now, describe to our listeners what I have handed you and the size of this thing.
It's a big stick of salami. Oh my God. It's so meaty, it's savage.
It's got the Macho Man.
Has the Macho Man on it, yeah.
So
going back to the 90s Macho Man. Yeah.
90s Macho Man was good.
See, I kind of like the end of those WCW Macho Man.
The all black?
The all black. He had a little bit more of an attitude.
Did you like that, or did you just like Gorgeous George with him?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it didn't hurt.
yeah. So that is a big stick of sausage there.
So what I think I'm going to do, and we were talking about this before the show, where I might start putting some weird stuff up on YouTube just to try to get some extra content on there.
Yes.
I'm not going to open this thing, but I will do a video of this thing and taste testing it. But if anyone has seen around Christmas time, you get like the 2-pound Reese cups where it's like the super exaggerated over the top version of candy.
Yeah.
This is the super over the top Slim Jim. It says it's 3 times bigger than a normal one. I don't think that's accurate because I have smoked cigars that are not like the ring gauge, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Like this thing is bigger around than some of my fingers. I don't know if that means I have small hands or the Slim Jim is gigantic, but either way.
The only thing mentioned now is if they put this on AEW, for the between commercial breaks.
Macho.
It would just feel like
thing
the old
is,
WCW.
This is 130 calories per serving, so 3 servings. So you're looking at quite a lot of calories for just meat.
Oh yeah, I'll snap into it.
Yes, so meaty.
Yeah.
But
hey, leave that out. I'll take a picture of it later, but I'll put it
All
on
right.
Instagram. But
yeah, I'm going to do some kind of quick video because I actually
amazing.
wonder, like, have you ever eaten something that's been blown up, like size-wise, and the ratios are off, so it tastes funny?
Like the recent peanut butter cup.
Yes, like I'm genuinely curious if that'll happen.
Yeah.
So, and Slim Jim is not a sponsor, but if they would like to be, they are more than welcome.
Yes.
So we'll tag them though with our free advertisement for the Savage version. Yeah, it was just in the Impulse section. I was like, wow, that looks like Macho Man. I picked it up because it was meat side down, I guess. I was like, holy Jesus.
That's great.
So, all right. Let's jump into AEW because we're going to start.
Yeah.
So the show started off totally fine.
Yeah.
Like normal AEW. You got Paige and Old Kenny over Private Party. Now, I didn't notice.
First, let me just talk about the audio on my part. Now, I rewatched it last night.
Yeah.
On demand. No issues.
Now,
So-
were you watching on TNT?
Yeah.
TSN? Okay.
So I don't know if their live feed. I don't know what TNT. I mean, my
Yeah.
God, you
What was-
broadcast NBA live. So why can't I don't understand. I don't.
Just, was it like cutting in and out?
It
Or
sounds-
just
no.
off balance? Or?
So for like before the match started, Tony Schiavone and JR or whatever were talking, and it sounded like they were in a damn garbage can. And I was like, why is this echo? It was bad.
It sounded like that.
Oh, it was terrible, and then it got better because I think someone was like, "Oh, this sounds terrible." I don't know. It just
Yeah, something's not right.
yeah.
See, so for me, I was watching it. It was not the official TNT. We'll put it that way.
Yes.
But whatever stream they were pulling it from, whether it was TSN or the Fight app or whatever,
Yeah.
I didn't notice any audio issues.
Okay.
So, and I've read on Reddit previously
Yeah.
that depending on the feed you get, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. So,
Yeah.
either way, it needs fixed.
Fix
Whatever side it
your
is, they need something fixed. So, but yeah, so I didn't see, did they have like a funny thing for Paige this week when he came out?
Oh yeah, it said he's not going to pay that $12 to Private
Do
Party.
they do that to anyone else, or is that like his thing?
That's just his thing. I mean, like everyone else, they make little comments,
Uh-huh.
but it's to their storyline. His, they just make fun of him,
Right, or
which is
kind of relevant.
which is leading to the heel turn or whatever.
We would
gonna happen.
assume.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they won the match. Nothing major there. And then poor Michael Nakazawa getting brutalized by Neville there.
I want my rubber match.
I mean, he is dedicated, though.
Yes.
Like, he wants his match. He will get it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, though, you couldn't even see his face. Like, I assumed that that's who it was.
Yeah.
But it was like, you think they could have at least got an angle where they show the poor guy's face so he got a little extra TV time while he's getting beat
Sure.
up there.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, the story of that is, like, Paige just
No.
hanging out at ringside while
No.
Kenny goes and runs back. But, I mean, that's not Paige's fight. It's
True.
one. It's really 2-on-1 if you consider
No, what was-
Nakazawa and Omega against Pat. So
Now, do you think he would get more of a heel reaction if he attacked Rio?
Paige?
No. Yeah, Paige did. No.
Yes.
No.
I think anyone could get the.
No, like Pac. If he attacked...
If you.
No, they won't
Yeah.
do it because Tony Khan said he don't want that type of stuff. But
Right. Well, I mean, that's Rio's so tight. I mean, it would definitely be like, oh, you're a jerk.
Just smack him
But-
with a chair or something. I mean, you would definitely get a heel reaction.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to see that. Like, I couldn't buy and I know other people talk about that, where whether they can buy it or not. Like on the Arn Anderson podcast,
Yeah.
he talks about he's old fashioned and it's got to be done the right way.
Sure.
Now I've seen Tessa versus Sami Callihan,
Yeah.
and I thought it was an okay match.
Yeah.
And I can understand though if you're like, I don't know some of this, but it's pro wrestling. I'm mostly
Yeah.
looking to have a good time.
Sure, yeah.
Now, I am more a fan of the older style, as we
Yeah.
found out last week talking about Saturday night's main event.
Yes.
And I think that's why I like Cody's matches. It feels real close to a blend of things. But either way, So, all right. So we're going to get on to this women's titles match. And I am going to take advantage of this bumper we've had forever. Yes, that's the sad trombone. And our image for that is, in fact, Xavier Woods, because I associate him with the trombone more than anything ever now. So, all right. So we got Rio and Statlander. I was looking forward to this to see how it was going to play out, because I really thought they might have put the belt on Statlander, because she has got like quite the head of steam.
Can we? And before the match started, so they showed that belt. Did they custom make that belt for Rio? Because I can't see any other woman wearing that belt, because it is so little.
I don't know. Maybe it scales. Maybe it's magic.
That'd be great if they actually did that.
Like everyone has their own. Well, like where they had the extenders for the one, I forget. Someone had extenders on theirs where it was an actual extra piece that had extra snaps on it.
Gotcha.
Back before they went to Velcro.
I don't know. The belt is just so small.
I am not a fan of the design of their women's title.
No.
So now that.
No, it's better than WWE's butterfly thing, but
that one was rough. I mean, I like purple, so that was pretty. But so now the issue you could say with that though is initially I was iffy on the AEW World Title, but I've seen it so much that it grew on me. Well, I haven't really seen the women's title on AEW very much, so it's not really had a lot of time to grow on me.
Did you see Britt Baker's comment to Rio?
No,
because she on Twitter she goes like, "Well, I'm going back to Japan," and then Britt Baker said, "Not surprised."
Fantastic.
That was pretty
good. You know, if they make her like the over like serious heel,
yes,
that might work very well.
Yes.
Like she seems like she might have a good heel in her.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
Now, what that to me that didn't work well is super heel Brandy Rhodes
on commentary.
Oh my God!
It seemed a little rough around the edges.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this right now. This is going to be the part of the show where I want to be super negative on some of this stuff, but we're going to try to be positive if we can. Yeah. But I want it to be known that this whole segment put me to sleep, and I had to hunt down clips of the rest of the show to be able to talk about it in any way.
Yeah, it was the first time I watched AEW that I wanted to just turn it off.
Hold on. We're going to, obviously, me and Saul talk in between times. So let's see what we got here. We have, all right, Brandy is playing super heel tonight, I guess. And then my next comment was like, wow, that was a mess. And you had noted that it seems like they sent them too late, or they didn't know how to end it.
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh yeah, because they sent out Sunny Kiss and the rest of the group. Like after the thing was already ended, and the fans were like, "This is terrible."
Right. Well, and then we have where you rewatched it and felt that they kind of killed the mood for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
And then I pointed out where I fell asleep because Stewart or whoever that dude was. Man, and that match was going good.
Yeah.
So, and then we have like a little bit where, hey, we can actually talk about this. So there is a silver lining there.
Sure.
Obviously, his name is not Stewart, but it was very unmemorable to me, despite Excalibur being pretty excited over Dr. Luther, which I'm not. I seriously don't know anything about this dude.
And the funny thing is, like, because I watch some wrestling stuff on YouTube, talk shows or whatever. Not talk shows, but you know what I'm talking about. Shows where they talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
And so these guys are really nerds when it comes to wrestling, and they don't even know who the guy is.
Yeah, that makes me think that, and like I would say, I don't know that we're hardcore fans, but I mean, we got to be close to whatever the marker is from like Into It fans to. We're doing a podcast about wrestling. We're above the standard user level of a wrestling fan, and we've watched it forever.
Well,
so
and to sell me on that he's the king of the death matches are terrible. I do not like them.
Well, the old ones, like with Mick Foley, the exploding ring, where everybody just like lays down in the ring, and then there's some fireworks. Like I never understood those.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, because I like DCW.
Yeah,
but I got the point.
There's a lot of bad.
There's a lot of like. When New Jack came out and did some of his stuff, I'm like, this is stupid.
The first couple times I saw New Jack, it's kind of like when you go to a a sporting, like going to a hockey game for me. I'm not a huge hockey fan,
Mm-hmm.
but once in a while, I like the experience of going to a hockey game.
Sure.
Like you can usually get a good seat wherever you go. Like we
Yeah.
have the Cincinnati Cyclones around here.
Yeah.
The food's usually pretty reasonable. It's fast. It's action packed. It's a good experience.
Yeah.
Once in a while, New Jack, nice experience. You get some crazy music you would never listen to.
Yeah.
You see some action figures get broken that you know are worth a lot more than what they're using them for.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla getting knocked with a hockey stick into someone's groin. That doesn't get old. But
Yeah.
you don't need to see it every day.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but either way, so yeah, he has a weird look. I have no idea if I should be afraid of him. Like, I just don't know anything about him. I'm going to assume a lot of people in the audience no clue who this guy is. And also, why is he with a woman's stable?
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Well, this is just going to reverse the roles of a man being
Right,
a manager with women.
But is he going to be attacking other women?
Yeah, see, because that, I mean, you can pull
I'm
that
confused.
off. You can pull that off with a woman manager.
Right.
I don't know if you can pull it off without the guy looking like a complete jerk.
Right. Or just like...
Well,
or
especially
he's
with
just gonna,
AEW's women. Because
Right.
the only woman you probably pull that off with is Nyla.
Nyla.
Awesome Kong. Because they're big,
Statlander, I think Statlander...
yeah.
Like the way she's going, but yeah, it's maybe they'll make it work
Yeah.
in the end. But so the things I want to talk about is okay. So one, I don't know who this guy is, but either way, it seemed like so they come down and they interfere in the match, and the crowd is not having it,
No.
and so they eventually like throw Statlander back in, and they're like, it looks like they set it up for Rio to go off the top and win the match.
Yeah.
But she dives to the outside on Luther, and the crowd goes insane. Like they
Sure.
actually did go insane at that point.
Yeah.
And then she goes back inside and like the match continues.
Uh-huh.
And they've gotten the crowd back at that point, I felt
Yes.
like. Because like again, I just watched that this morning.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh wow, they actually did get the crowd back.
Yeah.
And then you get to what I consider the Rick Rude finish, which I know that Warrior and Rick Rude, it wasn't the first time where you pull the legs out from under somebody
Yeah.
and they get the pin. But that's what led to the finish with, I believe it was Kong pulls the legs out from
Yeah.
Statlander when they were in like the north-south or the tombstone position.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the match. And the crowd not happy.
Yeah, you lost the crowd again.
Like, it went to nothing. Unless someone edited it cleverly from what I was watching to make it worse. But the crowd not real happy. No... It killed him. So then they do like the big schmoz thing where they're fighting. Rio starts helping out Statlander.
Yeah.
The crowd's kind of coming alive. And then the one girl who has the Straight Edge Society, like she...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I keep thinking Straight Edge Society
They
with her.
they said her name. I can't think what her name is, though.
Yeah, it's only been said a couple times.
Yeah.
So, but either way, so she pulls Rio off. And then the crowd... That's kind of the end for the crowd. Then the faces come out, I guess.
Yeah.
Shido comes out,
Yeah.
and she helps out.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird seeing her in street clothes. I didn't recognize her. 'Cause
Sure.
Jeans and that versus the red, and very weird. But
Yeah.
and then I don't know. At one point, I noticed that Kong had the knife out, like in the initial part, and the knife was just laying on the mat, and I was like, "Oh, that really is freaking me out. I do not want to see that knife laying there."
Well, I don't... yeah, I just... Because why would you bring the knife out? Because you never was going to cut the hair anyway, so why would you even bring that
Well,
out?
I mean, they're gonna. Clearly, that's their intent. That's their whole thing. For
Yeah.
some reason, because
Yeah.
Luther needs a wig, and that's
Maybe
lots of love.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Now that would be awesome. So
He
all
comes
right.
out wearing all the hair.
So,
oh, God, it'd be terrible.
so they were trying something here.
Yeah.
So let's try to be a little bit positive. Did anything good come out of this?
Well, the only thing I can think of is because, so next week at Bash of the Beach, so they have Statlander and Sheeta.
Right.
And everyone is like, please end this. Because in the comment section, they're like, please just end this. Please, forever. This is destroyed. Because
The Nightmare Collective.
yeah,
thing?
because Sheeta
The
goes,
name's cool.
sure, because Sheeta's like, we will finish them off, or something like that.
Yeah, please.
And everyone's like, please, forever. Yeah, so maybe it might not went the way they wanted to.
Right.
So, but what I'm trying to say is maybe the Nightmare Collective, and they want to be people just hate them, but they're coming pretty close to becoming like go away heat. Like, we don't want you.
Yeah, it's not that we hate you. It's we don't like you.
Yes.
Like, as a friend, we need to break up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Maybe they'll get it on track.
It's a fine line that they're walking.
We ripped off the Luther bandage because now that we know who it was going to be, and that people didn't know it, they like to debut people that we don't know a lot about.
Yes.
And Wardlow was lucky because he got to debut in a logical way to me.
Well, Wardlow also had the really cool, like, Batman introduction thing where he's just beating up street thugs or something.
Yeah, for whatever reason that was, but then he ends up with MJF.
Yeah.
So I think out of the people who debuted, that's the better.
That is true.
Like, okay, like MJF hired him, okay, and then he introduced him as his muscle, basically.
Yeah,
like,
that is a very good point about AEW. They introduce people that people don't know anything about in a very weird way.
Right. Well, and like Butcher and Blade, I'm fine with, but yeah, it's strange. Like, give them some vignettes.
Yeah.
Like, more than what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely have some criticism there.
Yeah.
But either way, so hopefully this gets things on track and they're done building all the members of the collective. Because again, the name's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get something.
Well,
Maybe have Brandy tone it down if she's going to be on commentary. Because I was kind of indifferent one way or the other. Some of the stuff made me laugh.
Sure.
But some of it was like, it seems like it drew a lot of criticism online. But are those people who are just looking for something to complain about? It's hard for me to say.
Well, the one thing I did like about it is because Brandy pretty much said to me, "Why are we pretending that she's an alien? She's clearly a woman wearing face paint." So I get that, but then her angle is she's some kind of voodoo.
Papa Shango style.
Yeah, so I'm just like, well, now you. So what? Now you're being serious, or
yeah?
It was just weird.
Yeah, there are a few other things that people criticized about it, and we don't really need to get into it, but because you got to figure, like, if you're with anything, we talked about this all the time. You know, in our old format, the most vocal people are going to be against something, because you don't like it, so you want people to know. Versus if you're like, oh, that's awesome, you just go about your life. Mm-hmm. So, all right, so let's get to the next part, but. Yeah, that was rough to watch.
It was. I mean, and like
fortunately, it put me to sleep, and then I was able to get to work refreshed the next day.
Well, like you said, hopefully going forward, they just find their.
Yeah, well, they're doing a lot right that I'm fine with. I mean, they got some flaws, and they're coming to light more and more.
Yeah,
and maybe they'll fix them, or maybe they'll be livable. Yeah. I mean, I've watched WWE almost my entire life. And there's always been stuff that's just ridiculous that I can usually find something in the show, even now where I hardly ever watch it. Yeah. There's still stuff that I follow along.
And we will talk about one of those things later on there.
Yes. All right. So we got Sammy and Christopher Daniels.
I believe I texted you about this.
Yes. So it's now we need like a bumper for it for Sammy G and his tights. There are 3 sizes too much like the Grinch, his tights are 3 sizes too small.
Well, did you hear the fans, Sammy Wedgie?
No,
they were
that's
chanting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way he's not doing it intentionally. Like, he knows that will draw attention or rub people the wrong way, or maybe women are into that. I don't know. What bothers me is he looks like he's 15, so I feel like I'm watching a small child in their underwear.
Yes.
But I mean. Like, besides, like, it just, I can't not see it, and it's weird to me, because, either way, but he wins because Pentagon Jr. is a jerk. Well, is really what it comes down to.
And people had a problem with Pentagon Jr. Maybe they're just nitpicking at this point because of the last thing.
Right.
With the Nightmare. But they're like, the ref just let Pentagon Jr. All he did was come out and just talk on a microphone. He didn't interfere.
That happens in all wrestling.
Yeah, so yeah,
I
don't know what the problem with there was, but
well, if you're going to complain about the ref letting something go, let's go back to the women's match. What?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I saw someone who's like, why do they keep burying the referee?
Yes.
It was like,
that is true. AEW does a very bad job at it. They're refs, man.
I still think you need to have what's his name, Knox, be the super strict ref.
Sure.
Have this guy who does the weird Elvis thing when he's down on one knee.
Yeah.
Like, he can be the ref that just doesn't really care
Yeah.
and will let just about anything go.
Yeah.
And then you have the middle of the road ref where, like, oh, we got, if these two guys were fighting under Rick Knox, this match would turn out real different.
Sure.
Like,
well, that's true.
or
Because
have, like,
New Japan does that with like red shoes, right?
Yeah, he's right. But I mean, you could actually play it up. And I'm going to talk about this every time this comes up because I think it's brilliant. But like, and you could have like Moxley be like, I do not want Knox as my referee.
It's true. It
would be an interesting dynamic to me.
Like Jericho's like asking for the ref that just lets anything go.
Yeah.
I mean, and they probably should make that a storyline. Actually,
it would be interesting to me. I don't know why not.
So
But
Cody, I know you listen to this podcast.
what if he was?
Good.
Do we have Atlanta? I'll have to look. So either way, like super kick to the back of the head, and it actually finishes the match. I was a fan of that.
Sure.
The Dark Order comes out, and they are going to have Christopher Daniels join them.
Yeah.
I did not think for a second that he was actually going to join.
Well, there were some rumors that he was going to be the
because of the whole Fallen Angel, and they wanted to.
Still could be, I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, basically, if we don't find out at the pay-per-view, then it's taken too long. This goes with Eric Rowan and his cage, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Sure.
Giving me a mystery person, especially in this day and age where there's so much stuff going on, you need to do something either really out there. It better not be some dude that I've never heard of.
But yeah.
We're like, oh my god, that's Saul. Now that would surprise me because I'd be like, wow, he didn't even tell me about that. And everyone else would be like, who's this dude?
Yeah. Well, I mean, now you have to understand about like the Young Bucks and Cody. So if you watch Being the Elite, I think they draw out stuff way too long. And because you look at some of their storylines, they go pretty long with some of their stories.
Yes.
So it may take like until June until we can find the leader of the.
I don't know because that's on TV.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't know.
Either it'll
be prepared. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Be prepared.
If it's got a good if it ends up being Marty,
yeah.
Marty's okay. Like you can drag that out and whatever. Because people were taking when he talked on the emailed video and like changing the voice modulation, trying to get it to be normal.
Okay.
And they're like, I don't know who this is. And they're like, well, they probably wouldn't use the actual person's voice because they're smart enough to know that people would do that to it.
Yeah.
So they probably just had someone do it.
Well, and then some people say it was Jim Cornette because in that video.
There's a tennis racket.
I
wouldn't be surprised if they put that there on purpose.
But how surprised would you be if Jim Cornette shows up in AEW?
How surprised would I be if a brand new company hired a guy who resigned or fired from a place
and
due to making a racially insensitive joke? Yes, I would be very surprised.
and trashes the company regularly on Twitter. And yes,
yeah, I would be very surprised. For the trashing them on Twitter part, no. The other part, I think you'd want to let that go away for a while.
Sure.
Because I do genuinely believe he didn't intend it that way.
Yeah.
But he should be smart enough to know that that's not what you should do nowadays.
Agreed.
Because not everyone knows that he's been saying that, like, that's an old joke, which really was kind of insensitive at the time. But
sure.
Either way. So the Elite come out to help with this. The one thing I did note was Grayson coming in the ring and, like, counting everybody and it's like, bring it on. And it's like, I put here as, like, it didn't turn out well for him. But, if he's one of the leaders, that is a great never say die attitude in a leader that would motivate me.
You would think the Exalted would be like, yeah, that's my boy right there. Yeah.
Right. So I thought that was interesting, though, to not have, he's not a cowardly heel in that situation where, one, he's either totally delusional and thought he was going to take them and he was going to pull out, like, the Kratos weaponry.
Yes.
Or, he just didn't care.
Yeah.
And he was setting the example for his troops. Either way.
It's true.
I thought that was interesting. But yeah, so the Elite get some revenge on them. Let's see. I believe the next thing was the Lucha Bros against the Rhodes. Or Brotherhood, however you want to call them.
That was a good match.
So, yeah.
Just because I like the Lucha Bros. So.
Yes. They have zero fear. I don't know if you've heard that,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I think one time they mentioned it.
they like to drive that point home.
Yes. So you got the Arn Anderson anti-shenanigans thing going outside the ring where he's kicking away the chair and stuff like that. So I want to talk about this. Like the Cody Cutter, much like the Cena Springboard Stunner, makes me close my eyes. Because eventually, someone's knees are going to bend the wrong way when they take that move.
Yep.
Seems like you need to go sideways a little bit with it instead of straight backwards.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, cut an angle. As
Yeah,
you're
there's not a lot of room for error.
it just doesn't look good. It's kind of like when Moxley was using the headlock driver. Kofi Kingston was the only one who ever took that in a cool fashion.
Yeah.
Everybody else seemed like they had never seen the move.
Yes.
Like, you guys have seen them do the move, right? You know, it's like people taking the curb stomp where the vacuum of Seth Rollins' momentum sucks them up into the air with his boot somehow. It just looks weird.
Yeah.
But so they go to answer MJF's challenge, I guess.
Yeah.
And Arn just takes away the mic and says they're going to think it over.
I mean,
fans were not happy with that.
Well, you already had a week to think about it. Why do you need 2 weeks?
Well, in the way they did it, now what I have here is I would have liked to see him turn the tables.
Yeah.
And Tony and Arn go the route of, no, I don't need to fight you now. I've decided I don't. Because MJF said, he's like, no, I'm not going to fight Cody.
Yeah.
Have them be like, because obviously with the stipulations, MJF is trying to set it up where he can basically beat Cody by the time they have a match, like wear him out or whatever, and flip it around where Cody doesn't want to fight him. Well, he wants to fight him, but he's going to be like, nah, I don't care. Kind of like when he did the thing with Shawn Spears where he just signed the contract and gave him no reaction. Something like that to kind of throw it back at MJF.
Okay, yeah.
And then have basically take away his leverage where he's not going to jump through all these hoops to fight MJF. And then you find out if MJF actually really does want the match and he's just trying, like something like a counter to it.
Yeah, okay.
Like this is just trying to make him mad, but all this does is let MJF come out and call him a coward and all that stuff. And then have his friends, Butcher Blade and Bunny, get diamond cuttered all over the place.
Yes.
So Page for being like 915 moves really good.
900. Well, I mean, he is in shape. He does that yoga, so I mean,
right. And that stuff is no joke. Like, didn't you do that for a little while? Like,
it works.
Did you become more flexible?
Yes, I was diamond cutting my wife. My dog.
The dogs would jump up to me, and I would just catch them in diamond cutters and pancakes.
I mean, that's part of the DDP Yoga's routine, right? You just diamond cut people.
That would be awesome. But yeah, so like the end result of this, like, well, one, MJF kicks him below the belt.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why, but I find it hilarious when MJF does that because it's like a finisher. Like, it's finisher level, low blow. It's not like early in the match, low blow. It's the end low blow.
Yeah.
But we're going to end up getting Paige in a match at Bash at the Beach.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So that'll be good.
Little nostalgia. I mean, now, do you think MJF was a little rough on his insulting DDP there? Talking about his daughters, talking about putting him in hospice.
There's two parts of my brain when it comes to MJF.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to think that in the back, when there's not cameras present, he's probably like a normal human being.
Sure.
He's like, hey, Paige, this is what I want to do. Now, there's the other part of me who wants to believe that he doesn't tell him what he's going to do.
And just goes for a natural reaction.
Yeah, he's just a jerk.
Yeah.
He's constantly getting, like, payback chops in the back where, like, they come through the curtain.
Yeah.
He's like, here you go. Like, to get the payback for it.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Be interesting.
But, yeah, I mean, he makes people legitimately mad. Someday he's going to get, like, Shawn Michaels in an alley.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
But, all right. So we had the Jurassic Friends match.
Yes.
So one of the things I noticed, like, Jungle Boy was posed on the corner. It looks like his upper body, like he's gaining muscle mass or something.
Yeah.
Or he got, like, a really good tan. I'm not sure what's going on. But it looks like he did
a
little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he still moves fast. But there was one fan I saw, like, when Orange Cassidy was on the way to the ring, where he went to, like, give a fist bump or a high five or something. Like,
Yeah, but he was wearing his shirt though.
yeah, but like he had no idea how to interact with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know he was going to do like the back of the hand bump. Thing.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was real funny. Where it was the most awkward exchange
Well, it was.
I've ever seen.
I saw that. Yeah.
So, I mean, the match starts out pretty normal, and you get Marco gets tagged in.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I thought was funny,
The fans were incredibly behind him.
he's grown on me.
Yeah.
Because his wrestling style, like especially at the beginning part, like it made sense for his size. Like where he tries something. Now, obviously, trying it against Chucky is going to be different because he's not an evil person.
Yeah.
So he can, or I'm sorry, Trent. Like those guys, he can try, locking up, and they're not going to just cheap shot him or something like that.
Yeah.
So now, if he does it against, different style against a heel, something like that. But when he went for the side headlock, he let out like a noise, and I just thought that was hilarious. Like he was putting everything in trying to get that.
Yeah.
And then when he does the floss, I hate that. And
Yeah.
it would make me irrationally want to just run at him and take a swing where he would be able to get some advantage on me.
I like how you put in your notes there, his Canadian Destroyer. His Canadian Destroyer was just terrible.
I'm not buying someone that small.
Yeah.
Now, if he came off the top rope, like
Okay,
off the
yeah.
top over, they catch his leg, like
With
one
the
continuous
forward
motion.
momentum, yeah.
Right. Or if it was someone like Darby Allin, like
Okay.
a smaller size guy.
Yeah.
Like he could have done it to Jungle Boy, and I would have bought it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not buying it. Not the way they did it. Whatever, I get it that TNT wants at least 9 destroyers per episode.
I guess that's the quote.
That's
yes.
fine. Let's see. Like, I mean, there was like a few cool. Like, I was entertained by this match. I don't think I'll remember it. It's not like I was always a fan of Shield Triple Threat or the 6-man matches because I thought they were. It was like, wow, I've never seen 6-man matches be good consistently.
I am just not a fan of.
Best friends.
But I can't get behind. I mean, Orange Cassidy's the only thing about that group, or that
don't like
faction. No. I mean, I like him as separate away from the other guy.
Yeah, you just can't get into it.
I don't know.
I'm still indifferent. I watched like the room service with them.
Yeah.
It made me like them a little bit more. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
like
yeah.
they're growing on me, but they're nowhere near the.
You're not growing on me at all.
Let's see. So something I did notice at the end that I thought was neat was Jungle Boy does like the Hurricane Rana and gets the pin, but then he's like looking at the ref like 3, like where usually everyone's like 2. Are you kidding me? But he's like 3. Oh, that actually worked. I thought that was kind of.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, where he was even surprised. So I don't know if there was anything in between this and
wasn't.
Moxley coming out.
There wasn't.
So we got the fake out for the Inner Circle,
Yes.
which, based on the Inner Circle shirt with the spray paint, a lot of people were speculating that Moxley was legitimately going to join.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
my guess is that was intentionally done that way.
Could be. Yeah.
Because I would assume Jericho and Moxley are both involved in that, and that seems like the kind of thing they would both think about. Like they're those kind of guys, I think.
So the Inner Circle bothers me, and I blame the NWO for this because the NWO, my God, they all wore their T-shirts out there all the time. Inner Circle, they don't wear their propaganda. Their I don't know. They just bother me.
They don't have the Chris Jericho "I want you."
Something. I don't know. It just.
You know what would be even better? We're going to tweet this to Jericho.
Yeah.
Is they need to have a Chris Jericho "I don't want you" to join the Inner Circle, where they beat somebody down and then they put that shirt on them.
Yes. It says instead of the spray paint, you just throw the shirt. I don't want you.
Yes,
Yes.
that would be awesome. And then you could sell that because that would. We're telling you before we post this, we're going to tweet that out because that's brilliant.
I would tweet it out to Jericho, see what he does.
Maybe that will be our big break.
Yes.
But so
He gave us this idea.
So,
I love it.
But for the Moxley fake out thing, I almost was buying it because I was like, I could see him going this route for a little while, where he eventually turns or something like that. But then he actually winked at the camera at one point. I don't know if you noticed that. And I was like, okay, so I'm pretty sure. And then
yeah, but see, again, I think that went on way too long.
like him celebrating with them.
Celebrating with them because I think the fans were like, yeah, okay.
Look, I mean, they were really like because they seemed to be buying it pretty well. They were not happy.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, if you're looking at it, he had to wait till he could kind of get like his opportunity to strike.
Yes.
So he did have to play along with it.
Sure. Yeah.
So I could see, and then you can't have the announcers in on that one.
Yeah.
Until after the fact. So that might have been how they were trying to portray
that's
it.
true.
Or they're like, oh, we need to go a little bit longer. Like, it's not time to wrap up the show yet.
Giovanni cracked me up. He's like, that's right. Kick his ass and then take his car. Take your car. Yeah.
Shivani makes me laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to get Sammy against Moxley. I'm pretty sure Sammy is going to die.
I would assume.
Because he is definitely the expendable member of the team currently.
Yes.
Or they're going to do something with Hager, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be. They needed that segment to close out the show because the beginning of it.
Well, when he like hit Jericho with the bottle, like the crowd was into it. Like they were like, yeah.
Well, and the fact that Jericho just went numb and just fell over, it was great.
Despite people for whatever reason being really harsh on Jericho for his size currently,
Yeah.
which we were like, I'm pretty sure the guy is able to get in shape if he wants.
Yeah.
But I think he knows that it drives people insane.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I could be very wrong on that.
Well, plus Jericho's
either way,
older too.
Yeah, well, it's hard to keep that up, and I mean, he might be drinking a little bit more than he used to.
He's living the rock style.
But either
life.
way, I mean, he's making it work.
Yeah.
Like whatever he's going for, like his promos, like his matches, and we're going to talk about the Tanahashi match here in a second.
Yeah.
Like I think he's doing really good, and he's still the top. Like good or bad, people are talking about him a lot.
Yeah, because Jericho is clearly carrying AEW on his shoulder. Because if it wasn't for Jericho, AEW would not be where it's at.
I would say so.
Yep.
The way they've positioned it, but it's doing. Like I'm surprised that I'm enjoying it. He's dislikable. I mean, I'll always hate him a little bit because of the Dean Malenko feud, so that's never going away.
Well, you know what? He's a good heel when you boo him, but you also cheer him at the same time.
Yes.
You know it's a good heel. So
Yeah, I'm impressed with the work he's done.
Yep.
So Wrestle Kingdom Day 2. We
Okay.
talked about Day 1 because it had happened.
Yep.
But Day 2, no, you watched the Jericho Tanahashi match. You didn't see any of the other stuff.
I might have seen a little bit of Mox, maybe.
Okay. So I only have 3 that I really wanted to talk about at all. Where we had Moxley beat Juice in that match. I really thought Juice was going to win that match to keep the U.S. or the United States title or whatever they have over there. So when he won, I was like, well, I wonder where they're going with that.
Yeah.
But then Suzuki shows up and lays out Moxley, and I was like, oh, they're going to have a murder match. Because I assume that's what it's going to be, is just them beating, like, have you seen much of Suzuki over there? Are you familiar? He just goes around brutalizing people.
Okay.
And what Moxley does in New Japan of brutalizing people, kind of what he does in AEW, really.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more mean streak, I feel, over there.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2 dudes who just beat people up.
Okay.
Beating each other up for whoever knows how long. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, all right.
We had the Jericho Tanahashi match.
Yeah, that's all that one.
Now, I don't think it was the most amazing match in the world, but I thought it was real good.
Yeah.
I was entertained. I really didn't think Jericho was going to win it, let alone by tap out. Because I thought they were going to, the Tanahashi was going to win and they were going to do a rematch and actually put the AEW title on the line.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're letting him have the belt, they're letting him talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there's maybe something more here, but then when you have the promo or like the press conference thing with Jericho at the end, where he's talking about trying to build a bridge between the two.
Well, and the AEW belt actually has like a little pedestal. I mean, it's
well, they have that for all the belts, though.
Oh, do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just for the fact that it's a competitor.
Right, and they, so hopefully that is something that happens, because there's a lot of good matches you could get out of a partnership with them. You can work it out, who wins, who loses, or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was good to see, and it seemed like a real-life Jericho mixed with a little bit of his character. Because he was still just a jerk to the press and everybody else. But that was interesting. And then they had Naito and Okada. And now we have Naito 2 belts over there with both championships. The or it could be Naito Ni, because like it's each Nissan Shigo. So Naito Ni. I was trying to find the Japanese word for belt.
Yeah.
But the one I found was for a dress belt and not like a. I don't know what the slang
championship belt
for like a strap, like the world title belt would be.
Yeah.
So I didn't go with that. I tried. But so that match was what I expected out of it. I don't know. Have you seen much of Okada's stuff?
No.
Right. I don't think he has bad matches.
Okay.
There was the one he had the one against Marty.
Okay.
The one of the pay-per-views they did, and that was real good. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't have bad matches. I don't think that I've seen one of. So except maybe when he was in, I think it was in Impact or Ring of Honor, or wherever they sent him for excursion. That didn't go over so well. But yeah, good match. Naito wins. He's got both belts. People had wanted to see that happen, and then Kenta shows up and beats the crap out of him.
Yep.
This is the same Kenta that was Hideo Itami or whatever in NXT and then 205 Live.
Oh yeah, because the guy.
I'm assuming he's a lot happier.
Because didn't he wear like a Goku
Nah, he had like
style, like?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't. I mean, he might have at one point, but the
needless to say, WWE did not use him right.
right. Well, I think they were trying initially at NXT, but then he had the injury.
Yeah.
And that just derailed everything. So that's hard to say because like Nakamura was killing it in NXT, and then they just
yeah.
whether it wore off because he can't do the English promos well, but I don't know. Like I just don't understand.
Yeah.
It seems like you should be able to keep some. Like Lesnar never talks, and he seems to work just fine.
Never wrestles either, so
right.
and he's ever big.
So let's move to now. Did you watch any NWA this week? Was there anything that you saw? Because I didn't have time for it.
I watched a little bit of it. I know. What's his name? Mizdow. I always want to call him Mizdow.
Yeah.
What's his name? His wrestling
Stevens.
name? Yeah. I watched him. He's like...
Noob tights?
Yeah. So he has like... I guess he's a master of like Taekwondo because of the question mark or something like that.
I know he's been talking about that. Is
Yeah.
that what they're going to?
That looks like the gimmick that they're going with.
That's awesome.
Because he's wearing like
a gi?
yeah,
Okay.
he's wearing that outfit and he's fighting people.
Excellent.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the only thing I saw with NWA.
It's all that matters. Like NWA, I don't have enough time to watch it as much as I'd like to. But anything I see, it's like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm entertained, or that's good.
Their commercials are hysterical.
Theme song's so good. Like, once you pointed that out to me, I realized it.
Yes.
Like, it's on the Dusty Rhodes theme song.
Oh, really?
No, I mean, like, on that same
Oh,
level.
gotcha, yeah,
Or
yeah.
like the I'm a Real American,
Yes.
where it's awesome. So, WWE.
Yeah.
So, it would appear that CM Punk is really not a fan of The Miz.
Yes.
And he is probably not really working with WWE based on the language of his tweet that he sent out. Now, we're not going to go ahead and repeat it here.
Yeah.
But it did have some very bad innuendo.
Saudi
and
Arabia.
blood
And,
money and
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So he ended up deleting that. But
sure.
it definitely seemed like if... like a little kid were to come with like one of those real cheap plastic water guns that only squirts a little bit of water.
Yeah.
If someone was doing that and you had a power washer and then you put a scar across his face with the power washer, like that seems like the retaliation level there.
Yeah, I didn't understand
Little, like, yeah.
Because the Miz, I mean, is he currently a heel right now?
He became one.
Okay.
It looks like.
Okay. So
I think he's the good guy in the situation.
well, in any case, I mean, Miz was. I took it as like a playful little jab. I don't think he was like trying to like do anything.
Right. Well, I don't think he's. I don't know. Like it seems like if you knew the guy at all from recent reports or any time people talk about him,
Yeah.
he seems like a person that people like and respect the work that he puts in. So who knows? But speaking of CM Punk,
Yeah.
Good Humor Ice Cream is going to bring back the WWF ice cream.
Yeah?
But it's in ice cream sandwich form.
Oh.
This starts in February. So
Ice
I don't
cream.
know if the beginning or the end, but
Yeah, ice cream sandwich form.
yes.
Eh.
So it's like the vanilla wafer thing they had.
Yeah.
Instead of it being on a stick with the chocolate back,
Yeah.
it's just double-sided of that. I didn't like the chocolate on the back.
Okay.
So I'm much better off with that.
Oh, good. Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
And we'll have some Macho Man on that, too.
Yes.
All
Macho
the
Man.
Macho Man.
Macho Man. Everything.
So we're going to get, speaking of Brock, not wrestling, you're going to get all the Brock that you want. Brock Lesnar is going to be number 1 in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I think it's stupid.
And why is that? Because he's the champ?
He's the champ, and forever, the Royal
Win.
Rumble thing was to see who's going to wrestle the champ at
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
you throw Brock Lesnar out, win the Rumble, you're still wrestling the champ at WrestleMania.
Sure.
But if Lesnar wins, the champion has never won it. So that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or my other theory here is because I'm interested to see what it goes, and you're going to get a lot more Lesnar than you would normally get in a match, like
Yeah.
time-wise. Or he's
So-
going to be eliminated number 1 in some kind of weird 24/7 title stampede or something.
Well, so when I heard this, that they were doing this, I was also listening to like NFL stuff.
Yeah.
For the current, it would be like the Patriots, like this week going against. I think the Chiefs are fighting the Texans.
Yes.
It'd be like the
They're fighting them in a match.
It'd be like the Patriots goes, "Oh no, you got to beat us before you fight the Texans. And if we beat you, we take your spot." I don't know. It just seems ridiculous.
But he wants to do something that hasn't been done. So he's chasing an accomplishment.
So,
because
okay.
there's nothing,
So what happens if he wins?
then he's the first ever champion to go in as number 1 and win the Royal Rumble.
Okay, so that's my point. So who wrestles them?
It's unlikely that he wins.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not a lot of people who have gone
well,
in number 1.
and here's the other thing I'm afraid of what's going to happen. And I'm pretty sure this is what's going to happen. So the 30th person to come out is going to be that dude guy. What's his name?
Oh,
dude! I
Yeah.
can't stand the dude.
I can't remember his name now. That's how out of touch I am.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna be the one that eliminates Brock, and that's gonna be your WrestleMania match. I guarantee you.
We will see. I think Lesnar wins it, and then they figure out something else for number 1 contender.
Yeah,
Or he tries to hold the belt hostage or something weird like that. So
maybe,
we'll see.
maybe.
Or he calls out someone that's unrealistic that would ever fight him, and then they show up in WWE.
Yes.
He's like, I'm only going to fight Tanahashi. And then all of a sudden.
Yes.
So, all right. So we just watched this before we started recording. The Andrade and Rey match.
Yeah.
And how jacked up that finish was.
Yeah, it was
Whenever
pretty
he was like, no, you can't hit your finisher on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you roll outside the ring and think about what you did, and then get back in here, and then I'll let him finish you off.
Matt Riddle's the guy's name.
Riddle.
Yeah.
That is nowhere close. I should have known the name,
Yes.
but the
Sorry.
no, that's fine.
It was aggravating me.
Did you Google search a dude bro guy?
Yeah, I typed in the dude guy from NXT, and it popped up.
Just a big picture of him being stoned.
Dude. Anyway.
But yeah, so that finish, that was a mess.
Yeah.
So don't know what went on there, but got to mention it. So Rowan is showing the cage off to people. People's faces are being mangled or something. For me, my note here is there better be a real ghost or a demon in that cage, or I'm going to be let down. What could realistically be in there?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, where do you go from there? Because I think you wrote yourself into a corner here.
Where you can't reveal it.
You can't, because
At this point.
because there's not going to be a person in that cage.
Right. I mean, you need something it has to be backstage, horror movie reveal kind of thing.
Yeah.
So so when I was driving home the other day, this thought came into my head. I saw one of those white vans,
Okay.
and on the window, and you've seen the paint marker people use for weddings or graduations, where you'll write on your windows
Yeah.
with stuff,
Yeah.
where it said, "Home handiwork, reasonable prices, free estimates. Call me." And it's not using a stencil or anything. It's just. Have you seen those? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where people
no.
are it's like the old commercial we had in our area, at least. Bob's roofing, but they're like, today we do windows. And it's like the scummy guy with like the cheap cigar. And they peel off the one magnet where it says windows, like something like that.
Okay.
So, Big Show is Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe's tag team partner.
Yeah.
And when I look at that trio, as far as trustworthiness on people turning or turning on each other,
yeah,
I will take my chances with the dude in the van fixing my house than I would one of those guys having my back.
Gotcha, yeah.
That's really all there was to that. Like, I didn't watch the match. I just saw them as a team. I was just like, there's a lot of untrust. But it is funny that two very untrustworthy people have gotten someone who changes on a weekly basis their alignment as their partner because that's the only one they could find.
WWE, I don't know what they did with the Big Show. They just, I don't know, they used them too much.
Something. I've always heard people say overexposure.
Yeah, it could have been.
Definitely.
But then again, I saw that weird a couple weeks ago, Boss Man and Funeral. But I don't know.
I mean, what's more impressive, though, is Big Show is a sport about everything.
Yeah.
He probably made a lot of money, so he's probably, whatever, I don't care.
Sure, yeah.
So we got some SmackDown stuff. John Morrison shows up.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
After they told everyone? Why would you tell someone that someone's going to... Why wouldn't you keep that a surprise?
Well, according to him, he was supposed to be doing like a documentary thing, and he was going to have this awesome intro at the Royal Rumble. But seeing all the disrespect that the Miz got, he had to show up on Miz TV or something. I kind of watched it.
Okay.
My favorite part is he was going to be coming out on a dog sled with Pomeranians because there can only be one big dog on SmackDown. No one thought that was funny, it seemed like, but I thought that was fantastic. I was never a fan of Morrison in his initial WWE run. I didn't see his Lucha Underground stuff.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of stuff here and there. Saw him on the Wrestle Circus. Never really into the guy, although he looked like he should be awesome. So I'm open to see how it goes this time. It is weird, though, that Miz had turned on him in WWE, and he's totally like that. That's just been forgotten.
Yeah, you know.
Well, things happen. So New Day comes out, and Kofi is very, very mean to The Miz. And I think Kofi's a jerk. Miz was having a bad day.
Yeah.
And they wanted to shove positivity in his face when he just wasn't ready to heal yet.
Yeah.
He just needed some time, some understanding.
Yeah.
Some understanding from friends. And instead, they're just like, no, you need to eat these pancakes. And just screaming. So they're jerks.
I think that the New Day gimmick is it needs to be fresh or something. I don't know.
I'm still fine with it. Have you listened to their podcast at all? I've enjoyed it. Like their Big E makes me laugh a lot more than I would think.
Yeah,
and he's very flexible,
very
from a hips and leg standpoint. So there's something with Otis and a cake. I'm not looking into it, but I keep seeing pictures of Otis with cake, and Mandy, and people stepping on cakes, and him just standing around eating cakes. So I don't know.
Yeah, so he's going to be the fat guy that Vince McMahon
does stuff with. I don't know. The
yeah.
dude's like super strong.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, he's powerlifter fat, if that makes any sense. Like,
yeah.
Where a lot of times, if you're a power lifter, you have like the extra weight because you get more weight up. But like I can guarantee you, he could outrun me for sure.
Sure.
Whether it be a sprint or a marathon, like he's going to beat me.
Yeah.
We find out that the Fiend has a weakness according to Ramblin' Rabbit, but he gets half his face removed. Apparently, is what I was reading about. My bet is his weakness is going to be Bo Dallas. Somehow. Now, whether they need to do something to Bo Dallas, or they just hit him with Bo Dallas, or they drive Bo Dallas through his heart or something.
So they're going to bring back the positivity Bo Dallas, and he just
counteracts. He comes out, and the
light.
lights all of a sudden become bright white or gold or something.
Oh God, that'd be terrible, but I think it'd be good.
It's like the reverse, like where they had Mordecai is like the reverse, where he's like the overgiver as opposed to the Undertaker. He was just all white. Like Bo Dallas is the counter to him.
I like it.
That would be a horrible way for that to die, but it would be like in 10 years, it'd be like this was the greatest thing ever.
Sure.
It was so bad. So, all right. So that's all I got for wrestling.
Yeah.
All right.
It was, yeah.
Do we want to go to, I guess, games? We have more game stuff than anything, right?
Yeah, we go to games.
Get over here! Time's up. Let's do this.
All right. Here we are with
Yep.
games.
We're here with games.
Something I was showing you, I just learned about this. It's probably like 10 years old news because that's how game stuff works for me. The AI Dungeon.
There's this new game out called
Mario 3.
Is these plumbers? They're going in pipes. Is weird.
But like, I'm talking about like the arcade one
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
like the side scroller where you're just jumping on the turtles to clear the level.
They're fighting a big monkey, and there's just these stone barrels at you.
But it's AI Dungeon, and it is browser. It looks like there's apps for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically like the old create an adventure, like textile or text, not textile like clothing, but text style games where it'll give you an option and you can type in something and it generates the next thing. So we have, let me find it. I got it up here. So this is kind of a sample of what's going on. You basically choose like a world. So we chose a fantasy world, and you can pick what you want to be. So we chose a wizard.
So what's the link to this thing?
Yeah, it is play.aidungeon.io.
Okay.
You will have to give them an email address or something to get in there.
Yeah.
You could probably make fake email at gmail.com on there, and if someone hasn't already used it, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
But so we put one in here, and we might actually try to do like a legitimate YouTube video with it, like
Yeah.
a short one. But this is kind of a sample of what you can do with it if anyone's interested in something kind of neat. So we chose that setting. It's like, all right, you are AOP, a wizard living in the kingdom of Larion. You have a staff and a spell book. You finish a long journey and arrive at a ruin you've been looking for. You look around to see that it's not much different than when you left it years ago. The only thing is there's now a small crowd gathered around the ruins. And then it says a young woman with dark hair stands up and addresses everyone. So at this point, it gives you the option. It's better to start with a verb, apparently.
Yeah.
But so I decided to go with the evil character route just for the sake of this thing.
Yeah.
Not because I'm an evil person. Yeah. So cast fireball at the crowd is what I put in. And it allows you to do that. So you cast fireball at the crowd. It hits some of them, but most don't seem to be hurt by it. A few people run away from the blast, and others scream or even laugh. Well, I'm not going to put up with the laughter. So the next thing it says, oh my God, what did you do? So I have chosen to rain down fire on the crowd.
Yes.
Which then gives the result of you unleash a torrent of fire upon the crowd. Some of them die instantly while others got burned alive. The rest flee in terror as you continue raining fire upon them. So then we went with summon a robot.
Yes.
Which is weird in a fantasy setting that it is able to do that. But
Yeah.
I summon a robot to attack the crowd. It seems to be working well so far. You also notice that the robots are getting more aggressive towards humans. They're attacking them without any provocation. That's kind of what I wanted, but
Yes.
again, it's AI, so it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So, and then it went to the next day.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what's going on here. Like, if you want it to keep going, you can just hit enter again without putting anything in, and it'll generate more so you can do
More
something
story,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah. But so with this, it kind of jumps somehow, but your house has been destroyed, your family is dead, and you're in a coma. All you know is that you can no longer move your body, and you've lost all feeling in one arm. You hope this isn't permanent. So we ate a pizza. So it says you decide to eat a pizza instead of going back home, but we already, we had whatever.
Yeah.
So after eating the pizza, you feel better and go back home. So then it gives us 5 days later. You wake up in a hospital bed with tubes coming out of your mouth and nose. So this definitely took a turn. We didn't really finish it out because
Sure.
we just wanted a sample for it.
Yeah.
But if anyone's interested in just playing around with that, you could probably get some pretty interesting things.
Sure.
But it seems to let you do whatever you want.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it'd be interesting to play with it more and see what happens.
Yeah, like a setting we're not familiar with. But so, is there anything you've been playing this week or looking into?
Playing, I mean, other than Hearthstone, and I played some Conan.
I did more Slay the Spire because
Okay.
I was super into that. I think I'm Slay the Spired out at this point.
Okay.
It's really fun, but I've seen an awful lot. It feels like of what I can do with the different characters,
Okay.
and there's really not much more for me to explore with it. So Now, I'm sure there's like a much more in-depth level I could get into it if I did some research and found out what people were doing.
Yeah.
But I've had my fun out of it. I mean, it's been worth, because I've paid essentially $4 or whatever for the Origin subscription for the month.
Yeah.
I've more than gotten that out of it. I tried playing a bunch of the different Star Wars games and didn't get really too far into them. I still haven't gotten too far into Battlefront 2 because the whole stealth mission with the robot first thing on the solo campaign turned me off on that.
Sure.
And I haven't had time to really sit down and do like the multiplayer yet.
Gotcha.
How I would like to, so I can't talk about that too much. I downloaded some of the old games they have. Whew, they are rough. And then let's see. So speaking of old games, have you ever played Star Fox? Do you remember when Star Fox was the hot? The hot, back in like 1990 or whenever that was.
Yes.
So I never got into Star Fox. Like that wasn't one of the games I had.
I didn't really.
Now, like Uniracers, I was super into that game. I don't know if you remember that. It was like unicycle racing. That game was awesome. You could do tabletops. Like it had tricks. I was super into BMX when I was that age. So I thought that was the neatest thing ever. Star Fox is awful. As someone who has no nostalgia for it,
yes,
comparing it to like modern games,
okay,
it is awful. It is not good, in my opinion.
Yes,
I know that might make people angry. Like, how could you feel that way? Well, guess what? It is. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, this is going to be an awesome, fun, shooty game.
Yeah.
It did not feel that way to me at all. So, hopefully, people can understand. Like, it's like people who love the Goonies. I don't care about the Goonies either because I didn't watch it when it was age appropriate for me when I was growing up. Sure. So when I watch it now, I'm like, it's like every other movie of that time frame or TV show where, oh my goodness, the orphanage needs money. We got to go find the treasure to save it.
Do you think there will be people, or there are actually kids now, that when they see like Lord of the Rings, they're like, man, this is terrible. What is this?
They'll be like, this is like Walking Simulator. Is this where all those Walking Simulator games came from?
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Lord of the Rings will hold up, kind of like Star Wars. Like, people newly watch the normal three and are still into it.
Yeah.
Now, they might have a harder time buying in now because they're going to be like, well, I'd rather watch the newer ones. Those are going to be more modern. And they're going to be like, it's like they set up a story and then they just ignored it.
Yes. So anyway. So the one game I did see that looks interesting is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah, this is going to be like the action RPG.
Yep.
It looked open world to me, but we watched a video that says it is not open world.
Yeah.
But it kind of, sort of is.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, you have to fight the main. Looks like you're going to fight like some of the main villains.
Right.
Well, not some, but it looks like a lot of the main villains.
Yeah, well, it says it's going through like all the story arcs.
Yeah.
So, now we don't know if it's... Did we find out if it's like normal version or Dragon Ball Kai?
I don't think people know yet.
I mean, I hope I don't have to stand there staring at Raditz for 20 minutes before either one of us are allowed to attack.
You just growling at each other and just power.
Or if, like, you get to the part where you got to do the spirit bomb, you really got to sit there and wait for all the people of Earth and every other planet to give you their energy.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's some side missions here. I printed that out. I don't know.
Gohan goes to high school?
Yeah. Like some of the side mini games.
He's playing baseball. That would not be fair.
Yeah.
Like, he would hit a home run every time with zero effort.
Sure.
That would be like in Smallville when Clark was going to play football. He
Yeah.
just jumped over the entire file.
So there's many games where Goku's fishing with his tail.
Well, on the video we were watching, it showed small version fishing with his tail. This is adult version fishing with his tail.
Yeah.
I wish people could see my face right now.
Well,
I mean, it's Dragon Ball, like, whatever. Like, we just talked about pro wrestling for a half hour. This doesn't break me in any way, but it's just funny.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's coming out on Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC. So
Yeah, the
January 17th.
Or 16 you can probably pre-download.
Yeah. So, I mean...
I'm probably going to buy it.
Yeah.
Because
Makes me want to buy it.
Yeah, I've wanted, like, a Dragon Ball game. And then if we're both actually playing the same game,
Yeah.
much easier to talk about it.
Yes. I mean, looks good.
I mean, you can play as Vegeta.
Yes. The greatest character ever.
Yeah.
Besides
With
Starscream.
I hated Starscream.
I don't understand why.
Because he is a coward. Like, I don't like the cowardly bad guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be done just right. I mean, he was easily dislikable. Like, he's Sergeant Slaughter level heel, basically,
Yes.
and not like due to the recent stuff about the whole stolen valor thing going on with Sarge, but
I've heard that. Yeah.
like I thought it was pretty obvious that was not really him.
Yes.
But maybe not. So not a lot of video game stuff this week.
No.
But
So
we did. So this kind of goes with TV and film. We're going to do the bumper.
Yeah.
Just because.
goes into it.
Something that could never ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft.
You have chosen wisely.
But on the Dragon Ball Z thing, I had showed you a little bit of the DBZ Abridged, which
Yeah.
was the Team 4-star.
Yeah, never.
You had never seen that
Never
before?
seen it. No.
So if people are hearing this and not familiar with it, so before Dragon Ball Kai existed, I believe, I might be wrong on this.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball is notoriously long with episodes of really nothing happening.
Yes.
So DBZ Abridged was people basically editing it down and redoing the voices. The guy who does a Vegeta does, I believe, like a pretty reasonable Vegeta impersonation.
I thought it was the guy that did Vegeta there for a minute.
I don't think it's the actual guy.
Yeah.
But basically what they've done is they've cut a lot of stuff out of the episodes and shortened them up
Yes.
significantly. And they kind of rewrote them in a way to poke a little bit of fun at the characters.
Yeah.
Where Goku is basically a moron.
Yes.
Like a super good-hearted moron
Well,
that's that's extremely powerful.
in the cartoon, he's kind of a moron too.
Yeah.
But in this, he really
They cranked it up.
They cranked it up.
Yeah, because he's lovable.
Yeah.
And this, like, he's almost frustrating. Like, and then like Vegeta is really not much. He's Vegeta turned up with like more
Edgy. He's rated R Vegeta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's like probably the things that he'd be thinking are actually said out loud,
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah.
And then like all the other characters, is the same thing with all the other characters. Wait till you get to Mr. Popo.
Okay.
If you start watching it, they portray him as like a horror monster in a way. Like it's fantastic.
Yeah, so
But-
it makes me want to watch them. So.
Yeah, they've done quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to check it out, we have no affiliation with them in any way, but search for DBZ Abridged and you'll find the episodes. I've watched. They make me laugh a lot. I'll say that. Like it is fantastic. I've wasted many hours watching that stuff.
Yeah.
But so Kingsman, we mentioned.
Yeah,
this in the
yeah.
intro. So before
so-
we get to this one,
Yeah.
have you seen the other two that they
Yeah.
did?
And I hated them.
Just outright hate, like nothing redeeming to them,
I mean, even so, when I watched the trailer, I'm like, "Well, that's just stupid."
right?
Because I thought I'm like, this is just James Bond, but
Not.
kid version. I
Right.
don't know. So anyway, for whatever reason, I watched it one day, and I was like, "Wow, this is dumb," like I thought it was, and I just turned it off.
See, so I had the reverse experience with the other two.
Yeah.
Is we had went to see, me and my wife, some movie, and we saw a trailer for Kingsman 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever they showed in the trailer was like, didn't we see a trailer for 1 and it seemed awful?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I think so. And I was like, this kind of looks like it might be good. Maybe we should give the first one a chance. I was like, I've heard it's kind of over the top, but I mean, we got nothing else to do. So we watched the first one, and initially I was like, I'm going to hate this movie. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it is just insane to me. Like, the whole movie is just over the top. And I really liked it because I could appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know who the bad guy is in the second one, but Samuel L. Jackson I'm sorry,
Just not doing it for you.
No.
I don't know. I was really entertained by them.
Yeah.
If they make like another one of this with like where they're in the American version with the whiskey and everything or the bourbon,
No.
because I actually had gotten someone the Statesman bourbon
Yeah.
for Christmas that year.
Okay.
Because uncle who's super into bourbon,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's a good movie. It's interesting to me that you just outright hated it.
Yeah, so I hate it.
Because
And-
I thought I would.
Yeah.
But I'm...
So yeah, the first two Kingsmen, Kingsman. That's what it's
Yeah.
called. Hated them. So the new movie
Trailer.
I saw the trailer this morning actually.
Right.
And
Then
it's called The King's Men.
Yes. But it does seem to be the same universe.
It looks like it's a prequel,
Right.
I guess, and it makes me want to watch it. So
I mean, it looks good.
good for them.
It's
Yeah,
a totally different style movie.
Yeah, maybe that's why I
We
like
probably
it.
should have looked to find out if they're actually affiliated, but it's using the same emblem and everything. I mean, they're getting suits. They're doing
Yeah.
like spy stuff. I'm going to assume that it is the same.
I assume it is too.
Yeah. But either way, I like that version, but I'm totally okay with the other.
I don't think the Golden Circle, and I could be wrong about this. I don't think it achieved what it wanted to. Maybe when it was released,
Where they were trying to set up like the Statesman.
maybe. So maybe they're doing like a soft reboot. Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, and they're just banking on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, the other two, though, like, I enjoyed them for what they were.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't need to watch those movies ever again. And I'm not going to be like, Saul, you've seen Shawshank Redemption? This, 5 times better than that'll ever hope to be. Like, I'm never going to put it in, like, that kind of, where I try to convince people to watch it because it's awesome. But,
Yeah.
like, if you want, like, something that you can just be like, this is crazy,
You know,
that's for you.
on a little rabbit trail here.
Yeah.
So I got Sling, the internet cable, whatever it is.
Magic.
Yeah.
The magic thing that brings you broadcasts.
Yes, because of AEW and everything. You know how many? Shawshank Redemption has been on TNT and TBS. I've seen that so many times.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But you would still watch it again, wouldn't you?
I did watch it once. Yeah. It's just weird. Like, does TNT own that? Like, this is what made us.
I would wager, though, that Shawshank Redemption gets good ratings for whatever time slot it is.
Yeah.
Because someone hates that movie.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Yeah.
I'm going to research that. I'm going to find people who hate that movie
Yeah.
and try to find out why they hate it. Because there's got to be people who are like, I just don't like Shawshank Redemption.
Well, I can see not liking the actor or whatever. The actors,
dude, that movie's really good. To me, I can't see watching that and I can see coming away and be like, it's not for me. But I can't see coming away from it like, I hate that movie. Like, I hate that movie so much.
I mean, I can see that with like Tim Robbins because there's a lot of things that he's okay with that I think are just so. For me,
okay, if you're
so for me, I mean, even though I think Shawshank Redemption is really good
as a movie, yes,
as a movie,
because of the person,
but like the actor, I can see something like, oh god, not this guy. I mean, because for whatever reason, when people start running their mouth on Twitter or whatever,
yes.
it makes me start. I can't watch anything they do. So I'm just saying, maybe that's the reason why. So yeah,
I'll look, but I'm looking for more like legitimate reasons.
Sure.
Like, I can't. This story doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe this is a historical person. That guy has a gun that was not invented yet.
The historical accuracy people.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now, I almost get it when they're like, we're going for the most historically accurate thing we can ever do, but laser guns. Like, I kind of get some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But people turn that into a really ugly thing to nitpick about as well. Where it's like, let's turn that down a little bit. Like you were telling me of the disguised toast. Where it's like, you guys are at like an 11. Yeah, I need you to turn that down a little bit.
Yeah. Another movie I watched, which was terrible, was Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
Does he play baseball in this movie?
He does not play. He's actually a football GM for the Browns. For whatever reason,
And he keeps drafting baseball players?
For whatever reason, in this movie, the Browns are like the sympathetic character that no one loves, and the whole thing is based on the NFL draft. And for some reason, at the beginning of the movie, spoiler alert if you care about this movie, because it's terrible. But anyway, spoiler. I'm going to ruin some of the stuff here. He gives away their first round picks for the next 4 years. Okay. To somebody at Seattle.
4 first-round draft picks.
Yes, because they have the number one pick
For this year.
for the year in the movie. Yes, he gives away 4. Yeah.
Is it literally Clark Kent from Smallville? Like, how good does the player then immediately blow their knee out or something?
So it's a quarterback.
Because I'm not going to watch this movie. There's like zero chance. So
So
spoil away.
yeah. So he gives away all the draft picks, and then everyone throughout the movie tells him like, "I can't believe you just jeopardized our future."
Right.
So his thinking was, he's like, well, if I don't make a big splash, because the owner of the company is like, I need a big splash. So he makes a big splash by getting the
That would definitely do
because his thinking is like, why do I care about draft picks for another GM? Because the guy will probably fire me if this year doesn't pan out for me. Very selfish. But I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, but that's a bad way to get hired at another anywhere.
Yeah, so in any case, as the movie progresses, he realizes
That's like what. Real quick, like you've heard of like careful about burning bridges. That's like, I need to get over there, and then lighting it on fire. Like, oh, I'm on the wrong side. Oh well, no one else is getting there either.
Yeah, so as the movie progresses, he realizes it's a bad trade. So somehow he ends up at the end of the movie getting like 3 first-round draft picks by trading, and then like the Browns are going to be like the next future. It's weird.
So it's like trading the red paperclip trade thing.
Yes,
where he ended up with better.
Yeah. So he ends up like getting all the guys he wanted, and like extra stuff. He gets his picks back. It's
Does he still get fired?
No, the movie ended.
Yeah. Is it like we're like the major league movies where it always ends before you get to where you want?
Exactly.
You're like, oh.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's what I hate about the movie. One of the things I hate about the movie is like, okay, well that's kind of interesting. Now that you got your draft picks, how does it pan out? Can we go to the next year? No,
Nope.
it stops. So you got to use your imagination.
Now, granted, they do give you that ending where you want to know how it ends.
Yes.
In this fantasy world.
Yes.
Which, really, the Browns doing something crazy is not.
Yes.
Poor Browns fans. I mean, really.
Yeah.
It is rough for them. My wife is a partial Browns fan.
Is she really?
It's rough.
But I hear they, what's his face? Their offensive coordinator for the Patriots. The guy who drafted Tim Tebow. I can't think of the guy's
Josh
name.
McDaniels?
Yes. I guess he's going to be the new head coach. Because he likes the quarterback.
I like the Browns uniforms.
Yes.
Like, I'm mostly a blue guy, and Giants being blue is super convenient for me. But I do like the Browns uniform. Something about brown and orange works for me.
See, it would have been great if you would have said, I like the Browns because they have a doggy.
No, I find those kinds of dogs ugly.
Yes.
Like, they're very sweet in a dopey kind of way. But yeah, not a fan of mascots either, which, again, works out really well with the Giants.
So, I did get something on Facebook I forgot to tell you about. Someone asked and I told you that because I don't check Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
I am now, but back in the day, someone asked, so did you guys win the fantasy? So apparently this guy was really interested. We did not. We actually came in last.
I would assume that is known that we were going to come in last.
Yeah.
We knew nothing about football at all.
Yes. I think the guy was, I want to say his name was Andy. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, anyway. There you go, Andy.
Sorry, Andy. Now, if you send something to the email or the Twitter, we're going to see that. Because I check, like that pulls up with my email. The Twitter, we both do the email. Well, I do the show stuff.
Yeah.
95, it's hilarious to me because my wife follows the account.
Yes.
She'll be like, did you post that? And I'll just stare at her and be like, what I'm doing right now is the Bret Hart thing with my hands.
Yeah.
Like, does that seem like that I would do that?
Yes.
I do have some funny things that I do want to post on the Twitter.
Well,
so I'll start doing that.
We need to.
I come up with ideas and I'm like, I'm going to wait on this because I want to figure out the best way to do it.
It's funny if I see something trending on Twitter, I'll try to put something on there like do a bad. It's for like last week was trending. Do a bad movie title.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I see because it's funny. Like So real quick, if anyone I don't know why you would do this, but you can if you want, because I follow us with my personal Twitter account that I don't use, other than as a news feed. But if you ever wanted to follow me, you can go to @AmmoCat513. You can also find out my what I look like with a shark on my face.
Yes, I don't
Seriously,
have a Twitter account.
that's my picture right now. My dog had a shark costume, but it fits perfectly on my head. So it's me holding that as a hat, I'd like to say making a dopey face, but I look like that most of the time. So
that's beautiful.
yes,
I don't have a Twitter account.
yeah, you use the shows. That's fine.
I use the show.
I mean, I have this. It's only really to follow like other podcast stuff.
Yeah.
But one day I might start tweeting from mine. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had it for so long and never used it. Like the first tweet pressure,
Yeah.
that's a lot. Or it's got to be something terrible.
Yes.
Like just something real dumb. So but yeah, you gotta send something to the Twitter, which is, I'll double check this in case I've been giving it wrong. It is @the AOP podcast. That is the exact same for Gmail.
Yep.
Without the @ at the beginning, obviously. It's just
Yep.
the AOP podcast @gmail. And then I'm going to hit our.
Out covered, and there's so much more.
That was our station change
Yeah.
where we're derailing. Because we don't really have much left for the TV stuff, right?
Well, I think we're ending the show, right?
Yes. Pretty much. So this is the bonus content for anyone who listens all the way through.
Yeah.
But we were talking about like the Twitter thing, like something that surprised me. I saw you had commented on something, and Garrett, the guy from the Angry Chicken,
Yeah.
actually retweeted like some GIF that you posted or something.
Yeah.
And I was super confused because I've listened to the Angry Chicken since like first on. Like I follow a lot of that guy's stuff. Like
Yeah.
but I saw that there was like a tweet that was retweeted by him. I was like, huh? Like it was super weird.
Yeah.
Like. It's not like a huge deal in any way, but it was still just like that is super weird. Like it just
I don't know what it retweet. See, I don't know if people are actually liking what I'm posting because I don't really check the follow up. I
usually because I'll get like the little notification thing,
Gotcha.
so I do check it here and there. But yeah, if like something gets sent to us,
okay.
then yeah, like I do look for that just to be on the safe side.
So I don't even
But-
know if somebody's commenting on it or not. So.
You know, we had something from way back in September that someone asked us blue or red for 2020, and I'm staying open till the real debates. I assumed that was spam, so I did not ever reply to that.
Gotcha.
Well, I cannot imagine a world where someone's listening to us for political conversation.
Yes.
And if you are, what is wrong with you? Holy moly.
Yes.
Unless you want me to have to play the side of the rich corporation and defend them, which I seem to do more than I care to.
I often think that Trump is playing his WWE character.
That'd be awesome. If that's what he's doing.
Yes.
Well, we're going to get to Idiocracy where we got Camacho Man, and we're going to have monster truck battles.
Yes.
Which really would be better than our current system all around.
I want to see for what was it 2021, right? That's when the new
2020.
president is, right?
Whatever.
Anyway, yeah, I want to see
The future?
I want to see Trump as running mate. He gets rid of Pence, gets Bobby Lashley back, and they just
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Him and his new bride, Lana.
yes,
And then Rusev
Yes.
is on the
Rusev is
Bernie
a-
Sanders and Rusev.
it'd be awesome.
I don't know who I'd vote for. You know what would make my decision?
What?
A title match.
Yes,
Someone needs the World SmackDown title, Raw title, you unify them.
Yes.
Winner's also the president. Oh my goodness.
McMahon's like, we need to do this. Let's do it.
I would be into that. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Could you imagine, like, actually, like, voting? Remember when Hogan was going to run for president?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
There was a fantastic conspiracy at that time that I had heard where biblically into the world stuff you always hear about the New World Order.
Yeah.
That this was actually going to be how it happened. That somehow Hogan was going to win.
Yes.
And because he was part of the New World Order, it was like, I think you're reading into it a little much.
Yes.
But
That's
so,
funny.
is there anything else at our bonus time here where we don't expect people to really be listening? We did have another, it was a book fate. You got me doing it now. Facebook thing where someone had mentioned like streaming games or doing YouTube stuff.
Yep.
So that is like where we were mentioning with the AI dungeon. That is something we're looking into or kind of working on.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
So we want to try to make more stuff. I have a lot of overtime that I have to work now, and that makes me sad. But we are definitely trying to work on stuff. So it is storming. We are going to die.
Hey.
What if I was afraid of rain as much as I was in the dark?
You're like a M. Night Shyamalan character that where water kills you.
But it's a twist. I need it to live.
Yes. On that note,
live your life like a goose.
Until next week.
Are we going to keep talking over the outro? Something? I think we should.
Okay.
I was overall pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm going to take a picture of this Macho Man Randy Savage and put it on Instagram.
Like you could do some damage.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm going to. Don't forget to cancel this.
Don't forget to
Stop. 20 minutes of dead air at the end.
Yes.